Alright, so today we're going to look at lesson 8.6, which is solving quadratic equations. So the key idea when trying to factor these trinomials is going to be finding the factors of our last term of the trinomial, that when those factors are combined will give you your middle term in the trinomial. And when we're doing that, we also need to take into consideration if we need to make one of the factors positive or negative in order to get that middle term when those two terms are combined. So let's look at our first example here. So it's when b and c are positive. So in this trinomial, b is equal to b is equal to 9, c is equal to 20. So since c is positive and b is positive, we need to find two positive factors with a sum of 9 and a product of 20. So let's start by making a chart here. This is factors of 20. And that's going to be the sum of our factors. In this case, we want our sum to be 9 because that is our middle term. So if we start listing our factors of 20, there's 1 and 20, 4 and 5, and 4 plus 5 is 9, and that is our middle term. So those are going to be our factors that we're going to use to factor this quadratic equation. So we have 4 and 5. We're going to use this. This is going to be the form that we're going to follow. We have x squared plus 9x plus 20. The form that we're going to follow is going to be x plus m and x plus p. Our m and our p are going to be those factors of 20 that we found gave us our sum of 9. So in this case, it's going to be 4 and 5. So we're going to get x plus 4 and x plus 5. And that is going to be our answer there. If you use the FOIL method to solve there, you would get x squared plus 9x plus 20. So let's look at our second example here. This is where b is negative and c is positive. So since c is positive and b is negative, we're going to need to find two negative factors with a sum of negative 8 and a product of 12. So let's make our chart here again. We're going to have factors of 12 and their sum. So again, we want our factors of 12 to be negative because our c is positive and our b is negative. So I have negative 1, negative 12. That doesn't give me a negative, that gives me a positive. Or no, adding them together gives me a positive or negative 13. So that's not the one we're looking for. We're looking for negative 8. Next one would be negative 2 and negative 6. And their sum would be negative 8. So those are the two terms that I'm looking for. And I want to use our formula that we're going to follow here. So I have x squared minus 8x plus 12. I have x plus m and x plus p. Again, our m and our p are going to be the two terms that we found that gave us the sum of our b in this case, which was negative 8. So we have x minus 2 and x minus 6, and that would be our answer there. If you FOILed that, you would get x squared minus 8x plus 12. Alright, let's look at our next two examples. This is where our c is negative and our b can either be positive or negative. So in our first one, we have x squared plus 2x minus 15. Our b is positive here, and our c is negative. So, since c is negative, the factors our factors of m and p, which are we list them when we're trying to find the two factors that give us our sum in the middle. M and P are going to have opposite signs, so one's going to be negative and one's going to be positive. Since B is positive, the factor with the greater absolute value is also positive. Okay, so let's start by listing our factors of negative 15. And then we have our sum. Remember, one of these factors is going to be positive and one is going to be negative because our c is negative here. And we also have to keep in mind that we want the product of these two terms to be, the product of these two terms to be negative. So we have negative 1 and 15. I want my sum to be positive. In this case it would be, but my sum is 14. That is not what I'm looking for. We have negative 3 and 5. I want my sum to be positive. In this case it would be, and it would be 2, and that is our middle term up top here. So those are the two terms that we are looking for. So we have x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals, is our same formula here, x plus m and x plus p. And then just fill in our m and our p. We have x minus 3 and x plus 5. And that would be our answer there. So looking at our next one. Now our c is still negative, but our b is also negative. So either our m or p can be negative, but not both. So since our b is negative, the factor with the greater absolute value is also going to be negative. So let's start by listing our factors of negative 18, because that is our c here. So we have factors of negative 18 in our sum. Remember, we want our sum to be negative 7. So we'll start by listing our factors. We have 1 and negative 18. The greater term here, so we have 1 and negative 18, not the greater term, but keep in mind when it comes to these problems with the negative b, the factor with the greater absolute value is going to be our negative term when we're listing our factors. So if I absolute valued both 1 and negative 18, 18 would be the term with the greater absolute value. So that's why the negative is with the 18. So if I add these two together, I get negative 17. So that doesn't work, so we're looking for negative 7. I have 2, negative 9. Add those two together, you get negative 7, and that is what we're looking for because that is our middle term. x squared minus 7x minus 18. Again, we're following our same formula here, x plus m, x plus p. It's going to give us x plus 2 and x minus 9. And if you FOIL that, you would get x squared minus 7x minus 18. Alright, so example 4 is going to be a little different. We're going to solve an equation by factoring. So solving equations by factoring, a quadratic equation can be written in the standard form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where our a cannot be 0. So some equations of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 can be solved by factoring and then using the zero product property. So let's look at this example here. If I want to make this problem look like a quadratic equation, I'm going to start. I have x squared plus 6x equals 27. And I want to have this look like a quadratic equation equal to 0. I'm going to subtract 27 from both sides. I'm left with x squared plus 6x minus 27 equals 0. Now we can factor. So we're looking for the factors of negative 27, that's our C, and we want their sum to be equal to positive 6. So that means when we're listing these terms, we have m and p. Our m is going to be the term that is negative. So looking for the sum to be 6, so we have negative 1 and 27. I want my sum to be positive because it is a positive 6. 27 minus 1, just 26, but that's not what we're looking for. It's positive, but it's not what we're looking for. We'll try negative 3 and 9. 9 minus 3 gives me positive 6. That is what we are looking for. So that works. So we'll rewrite x squared plus 6x minus 27 is equal to 0. We want to write it in the form of x plus m, x plus p is equal to 0. We know what our m and our p are. We have x minus 3, x plus 9. This is our m, or 3 is our m, 9 is our p here. This is equal to 0. So now I want to set both of these parentheses equal to 0. So x minus 3 is equal to 0, and x plus 9 is equal to 0. Add 3 to both sides here. I get x is equal to 3. Subtract 9 from both sides here. I get x is equal to negative 9. But I want to see if both of these solutions are correct. And to do that, all we do is substitute both of them back into our original equation. So I'm going to write my check here. We'll start with 3 squared plus 6 times 3, 27, 9 plus 18 equals 27, and 27 equals 27. So my solution of x equals 3 does work here. So let's check 9, or negative 9. We have negative 9 squared plus 6 times 9, or negative 9, I'm sorry, equals 27. 81 minus 54 equals 27, and we get 27 is equal to 27, and that works. So our solution of x equals negative 9 is also correct. Alright, and our last problem here. Ling is designing a poster. The top of the poster is 4 inches long and the rest of the poster is 2 inches longer than the width. If the poster requires 616 square inches of poster board, fill the width W of the poster. So we know our area formula. Area equals length times width. We know what our area is. 616. We know our length here is W plus 2 plus 4, because if you notice over here, we have our W plus 2, and then there's also 4 more added on there. That is our length, and then we have our width, which is what we're trying to find. So now we solve. I have 616 equals, I'm going to distribute this. Well, before I distribute the W, I'm going to combine like terms within the parentheses. So I have W plus 6 times W. Now I want to distribute this W into the parentheses. So I get 616 equals W squared plus 6W. Now we want to set this equal to 0 so we can factor it. So I'm going to subtract 616 from both sides, and that's going to give me 0 equals W squared plus 6W minus 616. So we want to find the factors of 616 with a sum of 6. You do that, you should get 0 equals W plus 28 and W minus 22, and they're equal to 0. So now we want to set both of these equal to 0. So we'll just draw a little line here. We have W plus 28 equal to 0. Subtract 28 from both sides and get W equals negative 28. And W minus 22 is equal to 0. Add 22 to both sides and get W equals 22. Now, our width can't be negative. Notice we have a negative 28. Our width cannot be negative. So that answer does not make sense. So we can eliminate that right away. So our width here would be W equals 22, and I think it is inches. Yeah, in inches, so don't forget your inches there.